Imagine a world designed to make you feel perpetually inadequate, a digital landscape where everyone else seems to be effortlessly achieving, flawlessly succeeding, and endlessly traveling, all while presenting a version of life so perfect it feels utterly unattainable. What if I told you this isn't just a side effect of the internet, but a carefully constructed illusion, an unspoken agreement among billions designed to keep us silent about the one feeling that truly unites us all, not feeling enough? To understand this profound digital silence, we first need to rewind. Before the relentless scroll, before the pixel-perfect filters, the concept of enough was largely a private internal negotiation. Our lives weren't broadcast to an audience of thousands, then millions. Our daily struggles, our small victories, our quiet moments of doubt, these were shared, if at all, within intimate circles of family and close friends. There was no pressure to perform a curated reality. Instead, there was a greater emphasis on authentic lived experience, flaws and all. People wrote letters, telling stories that felt human and relatable, not optimized for engagement. They met face to face where the nuances of emotion were palpable, not flattened into an emoji. The definition of enough was personal, not dictated by algorithmic trends or the highlight reels of strangers. It was a time when the gap between public perception and private reality was considerably narrower, making it easier to accept our own limitations without feeling like cosmic failures. The advent of social media didn't just connect us, it fundamentally reshaped our understanding of self-worth and, critically, what it means to be enough. It became less about what you felt and more about what others perceived. And in this new paradigm, imperfection became a vulnerability, a weakness to be hidden rather than a universal aspect of the human condition. But how did we get here? Why this collective surrender to an online persona that rarely reflects our inner struggles? It's a complex tapestry woven from psychology, technology, and a historical shift in societal values. At its core, the internet, particularly social media platforms, thrives on aspirational content. Algorithms are designed to show you what generates the most engagement: the beautiful, the successful, the extraordinary. They don't prioritize vulnerability or raw, unvarnished honesty. When you see endless feeds of perfectly plated meals, exotic vacation photos, and smiling airbrushed faces, a powerful psychological mechanism kicks in: social comparison theory. Psychologists like Leon Festinger outlined how we evaluate our own standing by comparing ourselves to others. Online, this comparison isn't just to our peers, but to an illusionary global elite, a composite of everyone's best moments. This creates an immediate subconscious feeling of inadequacy. We begin to internalize the idea that our messy, ordinary lives simply aren't good enough to be shared. Consider the historical figures who understood the power of collective illusion. Edward Bernays, the father of public relations, mastered the art of manufacturing consent, shaping desires and perceptions. He understood that people could be subtly guided towards certain ideals. Now algorithms do this on a scale Bernays could only dream of, subtly guiding us towards an ideal of perfection that is inherently unattainable. What happens then? We enter the perfection trap. To combat the feeling of not being enough, we strive to present a perfect self. We meticulously curate our profiles, select only the most flattering photos, craft witty captions, and carefully censor anything that hints at struggle or ordinariness. This isn't just vanity, it's a defense mechanism. We fear exposure, rejection, and the judgment of an unseen audience. We worry that if we reveal our true feelings of inadequacy, we might be seen as weak, uninteresting, or worse, unpopular. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. The more others present perfection, the more we feel compelled to do the same, further solidifying the illusion for everyone else. The platforms themselves are complicit, incentivizing this behavior with likes and engagement metrics, which become digital dopamine hits, reinforcing the perfection performance. This creates a chilling effect on authenticity. Why would anyone share their true feelings of doubt, of failure, of simply not being enough, when the digital world so clearly rewards the opposite? The silence isn't accidental, It's a meticulously constructed, mutually reinforced agreement to uphold the facade. It's an unspoken rule, an invisible barrier that prevents billions from connecting on the very thing they likely all experience. But things take a darker turn when this not enough feeling crystallizes for you, personally. Maybe it's scrolling through a flood of engagement announcements when you're feeling lonely. Maybe it's seeing a friend's career skyrocketing while you're stuck in a dead-end job. Or perhaps it's witnessing endless picture-perfect families when your own life feels like a chaotic mess. In that moment, the illusion breaks through the screen and lodges itself deep inside. It's a silent wound inflicted by 1,000 perfect posts. What they discover next is a profound sense of isolation. You start to believe you are the only one feeling this way. The public faces of triumph and joy make your private struggles feel amplified, singular, and shameful. You begin to question your own capabilities, your own choices, your own worth. The fear of being perceived as less than grows, pushing you further into the performance of perfection. This perpetuates the very cycle that caused the initial pain. It's a hidden pandemic of self-doubt, fueled by a collective online charade. Research increasingly shows the link between heavy social media use and increased anxiety, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. The constant, one-sided exposure to idealized lives warps our perception of reality, making it difficult to appreciate our own unique journey and accomplishments. We become obsessed with an externally validated version of enough rather than an internally defined one. The true cost of this digital silence isn't just individual unhappiness, it's the erosion of genuine human connection. Imagine the conversations we aren't having, the support systems that aren't forming, because everyone is too busy projecting an unreachable ideal. We are, ironically, more connected than ever, yet profoundly alone in our shared feelings of not being quite enough. This collective silence denies us the opportunity to realize that our vulnerabilities are actually our greatest strength, forging bonds of empathy and understanding. When everyone is performing, no one is truly seen. To this day, the illusion persists, reinforced daily by algorithms and our own unconscious participation. Why nobody talks about not feeling enough online is because the system, by its very design, discourages it, punishing vulnerability and rewarding an aspirational, often artificial, perfection. It's a digital ecosystem built on the unspoken agreement that everyone must project an ideal self, leaving billions to silently grapple with the feeling of inadequacy and isolation. We've created a world where showing weakness is perceived as a detriment rather than a universal human experience that could unite us all. We may never dismantle this illusion entirely, but perhaps, just perhaps, acknowledging its existence is the first step towards a more honest and genuinely connected online future. If you're interested in exploring other hidden truths behind our digital existence, the next video dives into the strange phenomenon of digital ghosts, accounts of people long gone still interacting with others online.